What up, guys? Just for context, I did a previous intro and it didn't go according to plan. I got too excited and I got tongue-tied. How you guys doing? You already know what it is. It's your boy Young. We're at the PodHouse and this is your favorite room. So, we keeping it rolling with the series of who I feel are trailblazers and people who are responsible for shaping different industries into a way that I feel the industry should be. So I'm very, very excited about the awesome guests that I'm having on here. And I'm getting some cool people, man, like the guests I'm getting out here. Okay, let me get myself together. Ladies and gentlemen, today, hey, I've got... I'm sorry, but I'm gonna bring this up. I've got a beauty pageant queen, bro. You feel me? You feel me? I got the beautiful Michie in the house.
Aww.
Zambian sweetheart.
Hey.
You know what I'm saying? How are you?
I'm good. How you doing?
It's so great to see you again, man. Like after such a long time.
Too long.
Too long.
Too long.
Yeah, I know some cool people. Me and Michie go back, man. You feel me? I know some cool people.
You're my flex.
You know
I'm like, yeah, you know. So you guys know him as Young, Verbal, Shanshani. I know him as Reggie.
We come
from
a
back
long
in
way,
the day.
bro.
Yeah.
Long way.
Super long.
Way.
Super
and
long.
I feel like my intro didn't give you enough justice.
Oh,
for,
it
like,
did.
No, for all the amazing things that I've done. So beyond like just I call you a beauty queen.
I like that.
I mean, you know, okay,
yeah.
but we'll get into it.
Yeah.
So, voiceover artist, presenter. So I was doing research on you, and I came across a word which I found very cool. Voicepreneur or
Voicepreneur. Fun fact is Chilu Lemba actually coined, well, I don't know if he coined it, but I heard it from him the first time.
For real?
Yes. So before I got, have we even started? I'm just about to dive in. I'm like, so you know what?
We are within.
We are within. Okay, cool. So when I got into when I was interested in voiceover work, I just wanted to learn from the best. And this is something that I've always had in the back of my mind. Like if I'm going to go into something, I need to learn as much as I can. So Chilu Lemba used to have the workshops every now and then. And I would just come like every year. I'm like, I want to learn.
And who else to learn from?
Than the best. So, so I heard it once and he was like, so when you're a voicepreneur, I was like, hold up.
Sounds cool.
And for me, it was like, I finally found a word that kind of like encompasses everything I do, because radio, I use my voice. MCing to a large degree, I'm using voice.
So do you see why I say my intro does not do justice? Okay, you know what? We go do this again. Michie, please give us a rundown of all the amazing things that you do, because it's a long list.
No, it's not. So
let's tick off the boxes.
Okay.
I see you on TV.
Yes.
So already that's
TV presenter.
And then you won Mrs. Zambia.
Miss Zambia.
You feel me? I say Mrs. because like I respect Michie, so it's Mrs. Zambia. So beauty pageant queen, right? I hear you on radio. Right? So radio host, voiceover, a voicepreneur. Yeah, voicepreneur. Adding on to the list, mother.
Yes.
She's awesome at that as well. Wife.
Yes.
Dude.
But when you count them off like that, so voicepreneur and media personality. I don't like the personality part of it, but it is what it is. I think that kind of just shortens everything because it's in one umbrella.
Is there any reason why you don't like the personality part?
Because it's so obviously out there. Like it's a personality. Because I always there's the every now and then I try to get people to understand that there's the persona and then there's a personality, and those things are different from the individual. But then putting it out there, it's like in your face, like almost like it's an act.
That's a different approach. I've never heard it being broken down like that.
Yeah.
So, but like it's a big tag. I mean, personality is like what it's coined as.
Yeah, true.
So what do you do to go about like navigating around that, since it makes you, okay, I don't want to say makes you uncomfortable. That's putting too much pressure.
So it's basically just trying to move as authentically as I can, as authentically as possible, which is why more times than not, I'll just introduce myself as I'm Michie and I'm in the media space, or, you know,
that's
media
it.
is what I do.
She's always been humble. So, I mean, it's very difficult to humble a superstar. Like very, very,
And
very
look
difficult.
who's talking, the superstar himself.
No, I'm just a presenter. I'm a presenterpreneur.
If we also had to start listing, know what?
You are the guest. I am. You do not. You do not. You do not.
Yeah.
You do not. Okay, Michie, let's backtrack a little bit. There's so much to dive into, because the thing is, okay, I have the privilege of like knowing you before like everything happened. You know what I mean? So, cliche of a question, but what would you say was like the dream when you were like a little girl? And like you know, usually like it's at a young age when we start deciding like, yeah, one day I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that. What was little Michie's dream?
Little Michie had many dreams.
I can imagine.
Different phases had different dreams. I think before age 7, I'd always wanted to be a doctor.
Really?
Yeah, I wanted to be a doctor, like hardcore. Like I was a weird child, I'll say that. Because me and my cousin would like find like dead thing. Okay, now this sounds like because I've just remembered like a lot of serial killers have this as their personality.
Real
but anyway,
conversations.
I used to find like
disclaimer.
I'm a sweetheart.
She's like the sweetest person you can find. You know what I mean? Okay.
But we would find like, and I guess I had a good reason behind it, because I wanted to bring them back to life. So that's the difference. So I'd find like dead creatures like in the yard, like the dogs would kill maybe like a rat or something. And
would
me and
you
my
operate?
cousin, yes, like let's bring it back to life. Like let's try.
And how did that go?
Of course not well. I mean, I'm 6 years old. What am I doing cutting up? So I wanted to be a doctor. Michie before 7 wanted to be a doctor. And then I realized I do not like the sight of blood and things. So I said, okay, doctor aside.
Was that heartbreaking for little Michie to realize
No,
that?
it wasn't. It was just like, okay, this is not for me, clearly. Move on. What do I like now? And the thing is, the dreams almost seamlessly led to the other. It's like, okay, this is not for me. But, you know, now I'm watching TV. Now I'm into the Ali McBeals and Boston Legals. And then I'm like, I think I want to be a lawyer. But then I put it like on a shelf somewhere. Because the most consistent dream was the modeling. Now, if you ask me, my earliest memory of being interested in modeling, I would say I was 11 years old. My family tells a different story. They say I was 3 years old, but I can't remember that far back. Like,
so for them, that's
3 years old is when if a model pops up on the screen, I would just like, everybody's like not there anymore. My mom used to collect a lot of magazines, and I would just be obsessing over the models in the magazines. So the modeling apparently has been there, I think, the longest, if we had to look at it that way. But yeah, when we met, which is what, maybe 16 years ago, was when I was trying to now go towards my law dream, because I was studying law when we met.
I don't even remember what I was studying. I was all over the place, man.
Reggie was so cool, man. Reggie was just like, yeah, so after class I'm going to the studio and, you know, go studio. And I'm like,
look, you had your dreams, I had mine, all right? No, like, okay, so, you were studying law at the time.
I was studying law, yeah.
I wouldn't even lie to you, Michie. Like, back then, like, I just figured everybody was doing what I was doing, which was, like, media-related stuff.
No, so we I can't remember if we shared a class. I think because of at the foundation level, we all had to, there's certain courses that we did share. Because I think we both did mass comm.
Yeah, like those type. Yeah, with those type of subjects. So, people were studying different things there. Like I said, like, I I was just there to clock in, clock out,
and go to the studio.
Go to the booth. But we passed. We've got degrees. We were educated. You better show some respect.
You better. Yeah.
So now, during your low period, was there anything else like swaying you in different directions, or was that the only thing that you were focused on at the time?
During the law period, it was the only thing I was focused on at the time, because I think this narrative cuts across a lot of African kids that have creative endeavors. You kind of reach a point where you have to cut a deal with your guardians, your parents. You're like, okay, do school. This is what we want. Get your papers.
Bring the degree, yes. Then you do whatever you want to do.
Then after, so I was in that phase, like, get your degree and then you can pursue all these other things, because they looked at the other things as hobbies. Like, these are just things you do for fun. Like, it's not anything you can make a career out of.
I feel like it's different now, eh?
Oh,
it's very,
so
very different now. Like, because now, when you become the cool uncle, it's like now, like the parents try to keep you away from the kids when those conversations start.
Yeah.
Because Uncle Reggie, no. But now it's different, because like now kids like are studying a whole bunch of. Watch me go off script. I digress. No, it's so cool to see like I feel like everybody now has got better opportunities. We come from a time when it was very difficult to convince your parents that you want to do something that's not like your typical successful occupation story. Yeah. So did you get the degree and then start focusing on the modeling, or did you when did the negotiations start? When did you have your first encounter of negotiations between you and the guardians?
So here's the funny part of it. So modeling became a serious thing for me during my, I want to say gap year, but I didn't really have a gap year because it was from like high school and then I went to AIBT. But there was still like a few months in between. So it wasn't a whole year of school. And then, of course, before that, I was at Case Technologies. But there was a period where I wasn't doing much and my mom hated me just sitting around. So then I was scouted by a model coach called Mikle. And so he just found me at arcades and he was like, are you interested in modeling? You've got the look, I can teach you, and yada, yada, yada.
We used to tell you that all the time.
You used to.
You never listened to us. So she listened to Mikle. Okay.
No, because he's got a French accent.
Oh,
and he
my
was like,
goodness.
I can turn you into a model.
So that's what we're lacking. That's what we're lacking, the accent.
So I did the model training, and my mom would drive me there every Saturday at Alliance Francaise. Saturday and Sunday.
With it.
Very supportive. My whole family was. If my mom couldn't drive me, my brother would take me there. My dad in the beginning acted like he didn't like it, but the moment that he saw my first photo shoot, he was like, I took the photos to his office and he's like, come and see this girl. Look at her. What is this? I'm like, but if you're not proud, how come you're showing everyone? look at her posing here.
Yeah, the dads are supposed to be that way. Shout out to him.
So when I got into school now, it was like, okay, now I can't take you for this stuff every Saturday and Sunday. We can do once a week here and there. So I still continued the model training anyway. But then with studying law, as with the other dreams, the moment that we stepped into a courtroom, because in my mind, court was like, dramatic and you object and, and I was like, this is cool. Again, because my reference point was from the TV shows, from the Ally McBeals and Boston Legals.
Where most dreams come from.
Yes.
Yeah.
So when we went to like a high court, and I'm like...
It was not what you expected, was
Why is it so slow? Okay, case number 2. Where is the... I'm like, no. Somebody's supposed to come running through the door.
With new evidence.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Exhibit A.
About to break the case.
And I was like, hey, maybe. So, law for me, I put aside. I loved it. Loved it so much that I was ready and willing to go the whole 9. But the thing is, the other part of it was I had to go to Edith Cohen in Australia to finish it up. And I was remember I did high school and then almost straight into college. So I think I was like 17 and I had never stepped out of the country. I had never been away from my mom like longer than 3 weeks. And then now I'm thinking, Australia.
Yeah,
by myself.
That's a couple of years if you think about
exactly.
it. Just,
So I just chickened out and I said I don't want to do this anymore. So then my dad was like, but you have to do something. So what are you going to do? And then we took a random drive to Kabwe, and we went to Mulungushi University. And then he was like, okay, pick a course. Whoa. I'm like, wait, eh? So I'm looking down the course list.
Shout out to Bobs.
RIP to my guy.
RIP.
And that's how you get it done. You met him.
Yeah, I don't think you're okay. So Michie, I don't think you understand. For you know more. So tall, stunning. We always used to tell you should be a model. I used to tell you this all the time.
Yeah, you actually did.
Your dad terrified me, bro. Your dad terrified me.
You were wearing a cap and then you took it off and you were like,
bro. And the thing is, it was so uncomfortable. I remember I had studs in my ear. I had the hair. I had the ponytail. I was wearing a cap. When I saw him, I was like, he's gonna beat me up when he gets here.
But you know what it was for me? I was trying to show my dad, like, I've got cool friends. Like, wait.
Your cool friend was terrified. I thought he was gonna backhand me. He was so,
He was a giant.
He demanded respect, and I'm a small guy, man. Like, So when I looked up, kept off, I'm like, hey.
And I was like, say something cool. I'm like, be cool, man.
No.
I'm trying to prove a point here. So anyway, back to the story. Then I picked what I thought was the easiest course. I just saw commerce, like Bachelor of Commerce. I remember commerce in high school. This will be a breeze.
Eesh.
So I'm gonna pick that.
Eesh.
Yeah. So, BCom was not easy. Had the most mathematical courses and I was running away from math, but I had a mathematical course every step of the way right till the end. So
till the end?
Till the end, yeah.
How many years did that run for you?
So that was 4 years.
Oh, yeah.
That was 4 years. But of course, the first year was kind of compressed, so I kind of did 3-ish. But 4 years of mathematical courses every step of the way.
And was this you being away from home? Obviously, I mean...
Yes. So this was me being away from home. But I think for me, the consolation was that I wasn't too far. Like every other weekend, my mom would come see me or I would go down to see her. So it still felt close enough. So yeah. Yeah. So then while I was there, back to the modeling part of it, I decided, you know what, let me take part in Miss Mulungushi University. They'll never know. They're not around Kawe. They won't know. Yes. So I thought I could discreetly participate in Miss Mulungushi University. And then I ended up winning. Oy. Then I ended up being in the papers. So I can explain. But again, a proud moment for my dad. So we used to live in the farms in Lusaka West. My dad used to live in Lusaka West. So he bought that copy of newspapers for everybody. And he was the newspaper guy that day, just distributing. Have you seen today's paper? I have it. You cannot keep it. Wow. So that's how I knew. I was like, hang on, my parents are actually proud of this gig. I just need to find a way to balance it. So when they saw that it wasn't affecting my grades in any way, because again, I think that's the fear of any parent. It's like the academia is more of the experience route. Like this is what we know. These are the results we've seen. We don't know what this dream looks like 10, 15 years from now.
Because there's no proof of concept at that time.
Exactly.
So it's difficult to tell people what's in your head.
Exactly. So when they noticed that it wasn't really affecting the school side of it, they were like, okay. Do you,
how did your mom react when you won?
She was happy. And again, this is why I say, like, I realized that this is actually, like, they do support it. They just need to see that I can do both. And the fact, I think they also had the confidence in the fact that I wasn't a bad kid. Because with modeling also, there are the stories, the stereotypes that you hear. It's drugs, it's sex, it's alcohol. But at the core, I think they had faith in the values and principles that they had instilled in me. And they were like, okay, you take a step back, you lead. We'll support.
And then how did you end up getting into the whole Mrs. Zambia?
So Mrs. Zambia is a whole other pageant, by the way. So it exists. So being Miss Zambia, during my last year, so because of the mathematical courses I was running away from.
This was during school.
Yes, so this is the part. I was done. But I was waiting for my results.
Oh, okay.
Yes, I was done, but I was waiting for my results. Because there's a course that I carried in my final year. International economics, international trade and finance. Yeah. Mr. Mlenga, you didn't have to do me like that. But anyway, Chonzi, yes, I'm calling you out. So he made me go back to school to retake one course.
What?
One course, and I had to be on campus for one course that I had class for twice a week. So Monday, Tuesday, and then I'm done.
How far off were you from, like, the cutoff mark?
He says I was far, but
you disagree?
I said, can I write a supplement exam? He was like, nope, you have to come to class. I said, can I do it through distance? He said, nope, you have to sit in my class. I have to teach you because you learned nothing.
He had you in another city for one.
Yeah. So I had to rewrite that course, and then so it was after I did that, and then now I'm waiting for results for that. So I was taking a walk one day in Dola at the mall, and I always have, even to this day, like normally I usually have like earphones or headphones, but then at a precise moment, like the song had just ended in time for me to hear, excuse me, and then I look and there's this short lady. And she says, are you interested in modeling? Are you a model? And I said, yeah, I've done it here and there. And then she tells me about Miss Zambia. But at the time, Miss Zambia hadn't happened for like 4 years. And I was like, scammer. I know a scammer when I see one. But then she was like, I won't force you, but on Friday, you can come through to Savoy Hotel and we're having auditions.
What is it with you in malls?
I don't know. Yes, because it was arcades. With Imelda, and may her soul rest in peace. I love you forever, Imelda. With Imelda, it was at, I forget the malls in Dola. But yeah, also a mall.
So all your opportunities came from malls?
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay, so since you thought it was a scammer, what pushed you to go? Or did you just want to go and see?
I said, you know what, let me just go and have a look. Let me just see what's happening. And then it kind of looked serious, and I saw the turnout, and then I was curious. And I was like, let me try it out. So first we had to do the city level, which was just in Dola City. And then we had to do provincial, which was the Copperbelt. And we had to go to Kitwe and so I kept winning every stage, like top 4 and then top 3. And then top 3 Copperbelt came to Lusaka for the main competition where there were 26 of us. And
sheesh.
Yeah, I ended up winning. So 26 girls from all over the country. So from the provinces with like larger populations, you obviously had more representatives. So like the Copperbelt, we had 3. I think Lusaka had like 4, and then the other provinces had like 1 or 2 each. So yeah.
What type of experience was that for you? Because now this is not like just, with no disrespect to, Miss Lungushi and all of that. This is like with something big.
Yeah, it's a national pageant, yeah.
What was that experience like? Because okay, for us, like our frame of reference is what we see on TV.
Yeah.
The running around, the emotions, people throwing up because they're nervous and whatnot. What is it really like? Like
it's like that in a bag of chips and some change. Okay, there's a whole lot of drama that happens behind the scenes. It's very expensive in various terms, in terms of money, in terms of time. Because remember, you're looking for outfits, you are researching, and because you're doing it at that level, your research has to be top notch because you're doing a lot of speeches during your
So you have to pick for yourself, like, what your look is going to be.
Yes.
Oh, wow.
You pick for yourself. Different pageants do it differently. When you get to... different pageants do it differently. There's certain pageants that are sponsored, maybe wardrobe-wise. They'll say dresses sponsored by ABC. And there's certain countries that do it better than other countries. South Africa is one of those beacons when it comes to pageantry. But Zambia, we still have a long way to go. So a lot does fall on the contestant. You have to resource all these
That
things.
sounds strenuous.
It is. Oh, it is. But then you see, there are so many lessons that are picked from such experiences. I was constantly at the, like tourism and museum agencies and sports because I'm trying to learn about this culture and have an in-depth understanding so that when I portray that culture on stage, I know what I'm talking about. Because I've never been on stage and in the traditional category, I've never been there as I'm Tonga or I'm Lunda. I'm half Lunda, half Tonga. I always pick a tribe because I want to learn. So even that process of researching is another strenuous process. So it was a lot, but so many lessons that I picked up from there, and of course coming to Lusaka, and at the end of the day you are competing and you're in boot camp. You're all in the same place for like a month. And girls are girls, so there's a whole lot of and you just have to be like, hey, it's above me. But it's crazy.
What did you think your chances were like during this period? Did you think like, okay, this is something I'm gonna get, or were you just like going with the flow just to see how far you can go?
I was going with the flow largely, but I would say the day before, I kind of felt like, hang on. Actually,
I could actually win this thing.
I've always been in touch with, I don't want to say it in a way that sounds or feels weird, but like been aware. Oprah kind of says listening to the whispers of the universe. Like the universe is always whispering to you. So I graduated from Mulungushi on a Thursday. The pageant finale was on a Saturday. Wow. So I had to excuse myself to go for the graduation on Thursday. So I'm like, my vibration is already on a high. Like I'm in a high vibrational space. So that kind of like started putting me like, could I not? And then the day before, the Friday, so you have your preliminary rounds where you have judges that ask you questions. So it's like speed dating, but you're being judged. So you move from one table, you ask questions, and they're grading you. And these are parts that people don't see. Because when people see somebody win, they're like, how did this person...
She came out of nowhere.
But you don't know that in the background, remember, again, you're in bootcamp for a month, and you're being assessed. It's kind of like continuous assessment. So with the preliminary rounds, I got asked a very random question. And it was a question that I knew was very specific. And I was like, okay, God, what are you trying to do here? So one of the questions I got was the BMW emblem. What does it represent? And I was obsessed with a movie called Finding Forrester.
That's a... Yeesh.
Yes.
Well, okay.
And they ask you questions to kind of like throw you off. So,
Did a good job, because now I'm trying to figure it out in my head.
Yeah.
And I'm not sure.
So I was obsessed with Finding Forrester, which is a Sean Connery movie, and Rob Brown. Never seen Rob Brown in another movie, but I digress. I was obsessed with that movie. I watched it on DVD maybe 3 times a day. And there's a part where, because he's black, the main character is a black young boy. He's 16 in the movie. And he's like super smart, but he lives like in the hood, like the rough parts. But he's very eloquent, very sharp. And then there's a part where he's standing next to this rich guy's BMW. And he's looking at it. And then this guy gets uneasy, like he like checking if he's like locked it like twice.
Why is there a black man in my car?
Hold on. So like he like starts to school him. Like, did you know that the BMW was made by da 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 da? So at that point, I had that information.
Oh,
so even when I was asked that question, I smiled. And then he smiled because he thought he's managed to throw me off. And then I gave it to him, and he was just like, okay, I have no other question. You can move to the next judge. And I saw him score, and I'm like, okay. So I started to feel like maybe I could. But then something happened the day of. So Saturday morning, right? And
this is the day of the
finale, the finale now. And we are rehearsing, and then I just get this headache, like splitting headache, and I'm feeling the pressure and and at the time I didn't know what a panic attack was, but I think I had it.
Oh wow.
I couldn't breathe and I was crying, and I literally went to the room and I started packing. And my roommate, shout out to Inange, my roommate was like, "Where are you going?" And I said, "I'm leaving. I can't do this. Like, it's too much." And then she said, "Don't leave me."
Oh.
That's what she said. She said, "Don't leave me alone. Like, I don't want to be here with, stay with me," is what she said. Like, stay with me. Let's just have fun till the end. Don't think about anything else. Let's just have fun till the end. And I was like, you know what? Okay. I don't want to leave her here.
Inonge, thank you so much.
Shout out
Inonge,
to Inonge.
we appreciate you. You are a national treasure. Thank you so much.
Yeah, I mean, there's so many people that, in hindsight, you see the people that were your guiding steps. So like God literally saying, "I'm sending you this person to take you to the next level." Because before Inonge, my roommate was Gladys, and Gladys has done very well for herself now. She owns a spa and whatnot. So Gladys was my roommate before, and I needed her. And you see these things again in hindsight.
Yeah.
If I didn't have Gladys as my roommate, because Gladys was the one who'd be like, "Hey, Michie, wake up. Let's go to the gym. Let's go do this." Like,
So she was pushing you.
Pushing me, because again, with pageantry, because it's a competition, there are certain girls that would just deliberately want to intimidate you. And because you're so far from your comfort and your pillars of strength, far from my mom, it kind of starts having a toll on you. If they're saying certain things, you kind of start feeling like you're shrinking a little bit.
Does it get that?
It's intense.
Behind the scenes.
It's intense. And so I realized that, okay, there's this click. But then another thing is, strategy-wise, I was like, because then you want to be a part of the popular-ish, the
cool
girls
kids,
that have the... But then I was like, if I go there, because I couldn't single them out from outside. For me, it was just that group. Then I said, if then I would be part of the group and I wouldn't be able to be... No one will single me out.
Yeah.
And that group kind of had like its leaders and whatnot. So then I was like, okay, let's go. Just be me. And because of that push, when you're feeling down, like maybe this is not my place, maybe this is not my thing, but then you have a roommate that's like waking up at like 4:30, like, let's go. And Gladys didn't make it to top 12, but she left me a note and she said, "Win this for me."
What?
Guy, when I
Gladys,
tell
thank you so much. You are a
shout out to
national
Gladys.
treasure. Shout out
So
to
she
you.
said, "Win this for me." And for me, that spoke so much to her character, because you're breaking for yourself that you haven't made it to top 12, but you have the strength and compassion to encourage.
Make sure that, so her pushing you from the beginning, it was coming from a real place. It
very
wasn't,
real place.
Wow, that's
very,
beautiful.
very real place. And yeah, so then I was like, okay, let me just have fun. Let me just do it just to do it. Then my dress ripped. Like
you
my
had
final,
quite the day.
I had the day. My dress ripped. When the dress ripped, I was like, now I'm done. It's fine. It's okay. I give up.
Wow.
And literally, like, we're all getting on stage for our final dress, for our final walk. And then I feel a breeze. I'm like, that shouldn't be so breezy down there. Shout out to Chris Breezy. Anyway, so then...
oh my God, that's segue.
So one of the contestants, she's like, "Michie, your dress has ripped." And I'm like, "What do you mean?" And shout out to Royce, because Royce stopped and she was like, "Let me help you And she tried to stitch it. It opened again. And then I just sat down. I gave up. I was like, my slot had already passed anyway. Then I was like, okay, I had a good run. I tried. And then the pageant owner, Elizabeth Mwanza, comes backstage and she says, run to your room and grab any dress. I'll hold it. I'll find a way to talk to the judges to just wait for you. And she just said, run. And I'm there, I'm like, I've given up. And she said, Michie, run. So I just started running. Ran to my room because it was at Mika Convention Center. So the stage was, our rooms were behind where the finale was happening, where the stage was set up. So I ran to the room, I just grabbed the first dress and I'm literally running back, putting it on. I didn't care. People probably saw me, like the real me. Because everything was out and I'm just running. I didn't care like I'm running and I'm zipping up my dress and I get backstage and I'm trying to pat down the sweat and she's like, go. And then they make the announcement like, okay, she didn't have a chance to do her final walk because she had a wardrobe malfunction. But contestant number 8, Mijelo Malambo, and I do my walk. And then again, in hindsight, what that did was I got to have my own moment to like showcase. Because before it was like a train, everyone going at the same time.
So now it's like all the focus is on you.
Exactly.
So blessing in disguise then, I guess.
There's a lot of blessings in disguise. It could have been, and this is what I say about winning pageants or winning anything. Everybody has their opportune, like when it's your time, it's your time. Because I can backtrack it again to what happened in Dola. In Dola, when they were picking the top 4, they confused our names. So they mentioned another name.
Wow.
And then I thought, oh, I did make it to top 4. And then one judge just went, no, you've made a mistake telling the MC. Come here. And then all of them are pointing at me like, that girl. In hindsight, a lot of stuff, like when you look at your life, I'm talking to you, and you look at your life and you see how everything just falls into place. It really does. When it's your time, it's your time. Because I wouldn't say I was better than any other contestant there. It just meant that for that particular competition,
it was meant for you.
It was meant for me. Just.
And I feel like I know it might seem like I've dragged out the whole, because the only reason why is because outside of the fact that you won that, I feel like in that particular space, that's like the highest you can possibly go.
Yeah.
Because you winning that, like, that was such a big deal. We were so proud. And then now it started, I know her. No, that's my people's. You know what I mean? So it was such a big deal. And would you say it springboarded you into everything else that you were doing, or?
Absolutely. 100%. Because, of course, with being Miss Zambia, under the Miss World pageant, I went to Miss World. And then I was invited to take part in Miss Africa, which was in Johannesburg. And I think it was there that it now became very apparent. Because we did an interview at, I think it was Kaya FM. And I can't remember the presenter, but then he was like, you've got a radio voice. I said, I don't even know what that sounds. I said, I don't know what that is. Like, I'm a lawyer slash. I have a degree in marketing. And again, for me, my experience was like most people's experiences at that point. I was like, I can't be a DJ. What do you mean? And of course, it did stay with me because I heard that and then I heard it from somebody else and then yada, yada. So I come back home and then I'm like, But I didn't think much of it. I was like, okay, that radio thing happened and whatnot. But then I was still Miss Zambia. And then...
yes, you were.
Yes. So the sponsors...
Yes,
not like
were.
Literally, I still had the title when I came back from Miss Africa. And the sponsors, Platinum Events, they were like, we want to start a radio show. And we want you to be the host as Miss Zambia. We want you to be about Miss Zambia. So... That
was your segue into radio?
Yeah. So they said we've managed to get airtime from Power FM, like 30 minutes every Saturday, and you'll be the host because the show is called Miss Zambia.
Wow.
And then I was like, okay, cool. And then I did it, and then I realized I actually like this. And then I reached out to Power FM, and then they gave me the breakfast show, and then it's just been...
And then it just took off from there.
My first show on radio was the breakfast show, so it was crazy. Well, after the Miss Zambia show, of course.
And then, okay, before I jump away from it,
yeah,
mom and dad, what was their reaction when you won the big one?
When I won the big one, so when I won the big one, my dad had already passed away 2 years prior. So my dad passed away in a car accident in 2012. I won in 2014. So my mom couldn't even come to the finale. She said, I can't be there because it's too much on my emotions. Shame. It's way too much on my emotions. So my big brother was there, and my partner at the time was there. Can you say that? My ex was there. Shout out to my ex though, great guy. But anyway, so they were both there, and so when I won, my brother came on stage, and I could hear him call my mom. Mommy, she's won.
What?
And in all the craziness that was happening, the fact that I heard that, I just heard my brother's voice. And that for me was when it became real. Because I heard my name, people were clapping, flowers. It just felt...
There's that moment of like everything just goes blank.
It's so surreal. Am I dreaming? Do your walk, wave, the press, pictures, da-da-da. Mommy, she's won. And I'm just like...
I actually did it.
I did it. Okay, do the walk. I'm Miss Zambia. So yeah.
And then you emotionally in that moment... What's made you going through in that moment?
Blank.
Yeah?
Blank, because at the same time, and shout out to the fellow contestants, and they were so supportive and so happy, people coming to hug me. But at the same time, you have people that were supporting their people as well. So they're mad. So yeah, walking to your room and people are just like, eka wininiaka. Wait.
Loudly.
Oh my gosh. Yes. It's cutthroat. It gets that bad. Anyway,
wow.
Congratulations.
Wow.
And she's just like, okay.
Wow.
I know, it comes with, of course you have to, if you're supporting somebody, maybe, for me, I thought the takeaway is to show your loyalty, you're going to show your disapproval of the result.
Yeah, but at the same time, there should be some level of decorum. You're not going to be loud, it was rigged, somebody paid someone.
The drinks have been flowing, the vibe has been vibing.
The liquid courage kicks in.
Yeah, people are in their feelings. So for me, it didn't click until, so everybody left, but because I had won, I stayed at the hotel as part of the prize as well.
Mm-hmm.
And I think the next day, you get a call, what would you have for breakfast? I'm like, this is different. Are you coming down for dinner? Do you want the dinner brought to you? Well.
All right.
And then, you're getting calls about what your program is. So in the morning, you're going to visit Shanshani, and then at 12, I'm like, oh.
Wow.
Then it starts to sink in a little. It's like, okay, you actually did this. Yeah.
Congratulations for that. Every time I see Michie, I always bring that up. I feel like you downplay that achievement.
Yeah.
Every time. That's why I bring it up all the time. It was such a big deal. And for the fact that it wasn't there for such a long time. Yeah. So when it came back, it's like everybody was so excited for it.
Yes.
And then not only did it come back, you won that one. Yeah. And I feel, okay, with no disrespect, I don't know. I feel like afterwards, obviously, I think the slump came back a little bit as well. There was that long gap in between.
Yeah.
Maybe it was just because I knew you. Yeah. That one was the one, you know what I mean? And congratulations. That's such a very, very, very big achievement.
I appreciate that.
You were the missus of the country, bro. That's everybody. Literally. You know what I mean? That's everybody. Put
me in trouble with a certain Musk out there. Yeah.
Musk?
Elon Musk's dad apparently put out a video, and he was being asked if he's dated any black girls, and he was like, oh yeah, I dated a Miss Zambia, and she was, and then when people were doing the math, they were like, Michie, was that you? And
I had no idea. Okay, I saw the clip. Why did it not register?
I think because you know me. So people that understand, it wouldn't. People that know me, it's neither here. They're like,
I can tell you for free is definitely not.
Yes. No, because how and where and. But then, you had people that were like, they're doing the mathematics. Because he was like, yeah, now she's probably in her 30s. And Michie, is this you? And I'm like, no, guys, it ain't me. So yeah, Miss Zambia has come with a lot of
She's clearing it up.
Things.
It's not Michie.
It's not me.
And in any case, I refuse. I refuse. I refuse.
Thanks so
you
much.
will not taint the beautiful reputation of Zambia's sweetheart. No. No. So now from that, like I feel like you just steamrolled into like every other profession that was there. It was the radio, TV. How did the TV thing come about?
So the TV thing came about, funny enough, when I did have the Miss Zambia radio show, there was a Miss Zambia TV show. So it was a syndicate, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. So we shot 7 episodes of the Miss Zambia TV show. I think 2 aired on ZNBC, 2 or 1. But agreement issues here and there, so they kind of like nipped it and it didn't proceed.
It was a big springboard, eh?
Yeah. Oh no, it really was. It really was. And so then I just started auditioning for everything because I was like, I like this TV thing. And whatever audition was there, I would go like, oh, Perfect Wedding, the Zambian edition. I went and I didn't make it. I made it past the first round, and then towards the end, they were like, yeah, you ain't the one. You ain't the one. We're going to give it to Penjani, and she deserved it even anyway. So, but then the producers of my kitchen party, shout out to my TV dad, Coin. I do a lot of shout outs, sorry.
No, go ahead.
So
shout out to, you'll get your shout outs later, but now I'll think and I'll shout you all out at the end.
Yeah.
Putting me under pressure. I don't remember everybody, bro.
You gotta see your peoples. You gotta thank your peoples.
Production, where's my phone? Where's my phone?
Let me go through the list.
Contact list. Check contact list.
So Coin had seen one of the audition videos, and then he was like, okay. And then he called me up like, do you want to shoot a pilot? Like,
wow, so he tailor-made something.
So it already existed, but they were in a transition period. They did season 1 with Iku. Shout out to Iku. And then season 2, they were changing presenters. And so they called me in to do... Literally, the first episode was my trial run. Like, just on the spot. Let's shoot an episode. And then I ended up doing 4 more seasons after that.
So now, like, what would you say is Michie's thing now? Because, I mean, you've achieved so much. And, like, you've played in different... I want to say different spaces. You know what I mean? Be it radio. Like, entertainment-wise, I feel like you've done everything. Is there anything else that you've got your eye on? Or, like, do you want to, like, further capitalize on whatever it is that you have going on right now?
I would say both. Capitalize, but maybe more so capitalize on what I've learned over the years from... being wearing the different hats, because I feel like all this has been for a reason, and yeah, I would like to go bigger, but based off of the lessons I've learned over the years.
You make it look easy though, and it is not. Like one of the coolest moments for me was being interviewed by Michie. I had to single out, and I didn't even know it was going to be you though.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, they just said, okay, come to the radio station. We've got a slot open. So I was doing like a media tour.
Yeah.
So like I just had like radio stations lined up. I didn't know which specific shows.
Yeah.
And then you walk in. I'm like, no way.
Like, what is
no way.
Pew, 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 pew.
That was really cool. So now based on that, Michie, because you make it look easy. Even when you were interviewing me, I remember I even told you, I'm like, bro, you're really good at this.
You did, and I thought you're just saying that.
Nah. See, guys, Michie don't listen to me, bro. But like, from the first time I told him, like, bro, you're gonna be like a world international model. She didn't listen to me. I didn't have a French accent, and I didn't meet her at Arcades. You know what I mean? I told her that one day she's going to be like a superstar. We're going to see her on all our TV screens. She didn't listen to me. What's happening now?
I need to listen to Reggie. Reggie, what's next on my journey? What should I do next?
No, that one, I need to...
the oracle.
Yes, I need to sit and, look forward and I'll let you know. But it's there. It's there. No, but the thing is, you've always been that person, bro. Like, I just feel like there's certain people you meet and there's a certain aura that they give off. So for you, there's a whole bunch of people, man. It's time for me to give my own shout out. I used to hang out with Nkatia a lot.
Yes.
I always used to tell Nkatia, like, I don't know what it is, but like you're gonna do something amazing. And like everyone, like I'm a jokester, so I make a lot of jokes. So maybe that's why people don't take me seriously. One of these days I'm gonna wear glasses and I'm gonna shock you. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna shock you.
Yeah.
So now, Michie, for someone like you who makes everything that you do look so easy. And it's another reason why I definitely wanted to have you on the pod. What would you, honestly, not like your typical cliche, no, follow your dreams. You can do it. You're gonna make it. Like,
Yeah.
What's the reality of, like, the girl child chasing her dreams? Not that it needs to be dark or anything, but like, the obstacles one might face and whatnot. Because I can't speak on it for obvious reasons, because I don't know like the particular struggles that you guys go through. So what would you, if you could have someone prepare little Michie for chasing her dreams, what's the advice you wish you got that you never got and then now you can give to someone else?
I would say don't give them a reason to doubt you. So then that comes with learning and knowing your craft. So this is something that was instilled in me by my mom since I was, I don't know how old. An example being when I said I want to do modeling and and she was like, you're going to learn. Do it from the best. People don't know this, but I tried a singing career. So even with the singing...
I didn't know that.
Okay. Okay.
Michie!
So I even with the singing, she was like, what do you need? Do you need studio? Do you need money? Because you will go to top and you will learn what you need to learn. So it's been with everything that I've gotten into. It's learn from who's doing it the best. Learn from those people. Came back to the reason why Chilulemba is I call him sensei. I chose to learn from Chilulemba because I looked around and I'm like, that's the person I need to learn from because he's doing it at the level that I hope to one day do it.
Yeah, shout out to
Sensei.
You know what I'm saying? We see you, big homie. I don't like giving you flowers, not yet, because me and him are at war.
Why?
We have a production war going on, me and him.
Do you?
Yeah, on and off screen.
Yeah.
He knows. Yeah, like I don't know when. At the end of this season, for this one, then we'll go back. So we're at war. So I'm not giving you flowers just yet.
Yeah. So again, I think that for me is the umbrella advice I would give. Don't give them a reason to doubt you, and the only way that you would be able to do that is to know your craft. And it's the same thing I say to models that DM me or wannabe models that DM me and say, I want to be a model. For me, I say, I want you to do A, B, C, and D before I even step in. So start your research. What kind of model do you want to be? And then as you answer those questions, you pick out the world standard of the person that embodies that for you. So you want to be a runway model. Research who the best runway models have been, who had the best walk. Obsess over what they did right, and then learn from that. So that when I come in with the knowledge that I've acquired, whether it's with beauty pageantry, runway modeling, and I bring in the real life elements of where we are, because it's one thing to look up to Naomi Campbell in a region like Zambia. You need somebody that now shows you the reality of where we're at.
Of what it's really like on the ground.
Yes. But then you're not coming to me completely clueless. Because then I have to believe in your dream. So even when you're seeking out your mentors and you're learning and your craft, you have to give them a reason to believe in you. Because that boosts your belief in yourself. When somebody is like, oh, Chilu Lemba believes I can do this, then maybe I have a shot. But then Chilu...
When your mentors give you that...
Yes, but then Chilu Lemba or Lulu Hangala or, the different mentors in different spheres that I have, they believed in me and what I was trying to do because they saw that I had a passion and I was working towards it. I didn't just wake up and say, hey, I want to do these. I had already done my part in starting. So I think to the girl out there, just start and do it all. Do it all is probably one of the best advice I've received over the years. And because you have people that tell you, oh, focus on one thing. Because it's jack of all trades, is a master of none, and all these things. And as far as some of these phrases are true in some instances, there are certain things that I just don't take for myself. I look at advice and life like a sieve, like I sieve through, let go of what doesn't fit what I'm trying to do, and I keep what works. So do it all. Again, I did do the singing. Obviously, didn't work out, which is why you don't know.
I'm so shocked. Like, I okay.
Exactly. So I'm
gonna try and make a sing of camera so we can. We need evidence.
Hey, but the muscles of the chords, those ones haven't worked in years. But so that's the thing. Like, do it all. What's meant for you will stick, and what's not will just naturally fall off.
What would you say is your favorite hat out of the many that you've worn so far?
Being a mom.
Ah, come on. Come on.
Being a mom.
Yeah.
It is a career in its own way.
Yeah. Not its own way, it is.
It is. Being a mom, hands down. Being a mom definitely is my favorite hat. And it's the hat that is now making me look at life very different. I think before, being in this industry is very, okay, I'm pushing and I'm grinding but it's never really, it's neither here nor there. Like, what are you doing it for?
Yeah. You need to pass it on.
But then now I'm like, now I actually need to think different. This year I'm probably going to make a number of choices that will shock a lot of people.
Yeah.
But because literally it's tunnel vision, my daughter, I need to do it for her. Like, everything else, it's like now, it's like it all makes sense.
Michie is obsessed with her daughter. It's so beautiful to watch.
It's
so beautiful to watch. Like, absolutely, it's beautiful. It's beautiful.
I love her so much, man. Like, yeah, that's my heart. Literally.
This is why I wanted Michie to be here. This is why I wanted Michie to be here. I don't want to make it like too cliche, man. Do you have any closing remarks? Do you have any?
Well, I need to check the time though. Can I?
Check the time.
Oh, still got time. What's the question again?
Michie's supposed to be at work. I'm sorry. Amen.
I'm just checking.
Yeah. No. We wrapping up. Okay, so Michie, see, I'm swinging my legs because like Michie's always been taller than me, and then the heels she's wearing today, guys.
I can't even. Oh, I'm checking back. Okay.
I was trying to hug her, and I was at her knees. I'm like, how are you? Good to see you. Like, it's crazy. No, but for somebody who's watching you for the first time, what would you like to say to them?
I would like to say thank you for watching. I know I kind of feel like because I'm not dramatic, listen. I don't bring the drama. Like people like to watch people that have like.
Oh yeah, okay. That's like, what you mean.
This. So I really hope it was worth your while. Thank you for watching. I want to say that. Thank you.
Because Michie and I get loud in spaces. Like we don't have inside voice, bro.
No.
We do not
because
have inside
voice.
Oh,
it's
my
not.
goodness.
That's a foreign thing. So thank you for watching, and thank you for, hopefully this is the beginning of your journey with me, and hopefully I've gained a supporter. Even if I haven't gained a supporter, I still appreciate the few minutes you've spent here. So thanks.
See, I wasn't going to be able to do it like that.
Like what?
I wasn't going to be able to close it off so elegantly, you know what I mean? I was going to make noise like I always do. But today I'm trying to be behaved. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to match Michie's energy.
Nah.
You know what I'm saying? You've always been my favorite person, bro. You're a superstar,
You've
man.
been my favorite person. You're awesome.
How many Miss any country tell you that? Get yourself together. Get yourself together. You know, in life.
You need to know a superstar, guys. Without this superstar, I wouldn't have been here. So
pick one or two. Guys, okay, I'm having a lot of fun in this series. So, Michie, I'm doing a series where I'm sitting down with people who I think have paved the way to where the industry is now. But without like their contributions, I don't think it would have been where it is.
Really?
Yeah, so that's that. I'm so excited about this series. Yeah, very, very excited.
I'm so excited for you. Like you've been doing the things.
Big homie Chilu, the war is on. I am leading.
I'm not part of this war. I'm
Michie.
here, but I know
Michie.
him. But like since
ha. Production. That's how it ended. Cut.
Trust you. He's helping the trust
like,
fund.
subscribe, and all of that. I need to talk to Michie. Cut.